gasoline I smell?
Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you all are doing amazing as always, and it's me, Joe, as always. And today, guys, I want to talk about that new upcoming Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. Now before we get into it, guys, hit that like button, or if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much. And now let's talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. Now, I have to say that in general, I really do like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, especially the first movie. The first movie is just like, essentially perfection. It's just such an amazing movie. It's just brutal, yet not really like bloody and gory. Like the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre doesn't have, much gore and blood. But it's just like scary, seeing just Leatherface and, his whole family in that movie. It's just scary, and to this day, I think that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the most scariest horror movies ever made. I really do think that. I think it's, even scarier than, for example, Halloween. I really do believe that because the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre just has this sort of nasty vibe. It's really great. I do like, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre very much. And my most controversial opinion is that I really do like the Netflix version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not as like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but more of a slasher Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Because what Netflix made, that wasn't really, a typical Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. But, it worked, I'd say, well enough as, sort of this slasher. But yeah, this is when it comes to this is essentially when it comes to the movies. But the video games, I don't think that I have ever played like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. I think that maybe in like the 80s and 90s some Texas Chainsaw Massacre video games came out. But I don't know, like I don't know anything about him, honestly. But when they announced this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, I believe last year, I got so excited because this is coming from the creators of that Friday the 13th video game that I really enjoyed playing. And it's really unfortunate that game is essentially dead now. It all started because of the lawsuit that was going on with the rights to not Texas Chainsaw, but to Friday the 13th. So the studio that made the game just stopped adding any upgrades to the game, any updates whatsoever, essentially, because the lawsuit was going on, and they just couldn't add anything to the game, essentially. So that was pretty bad. But yeah, this game is coming from the team that did the Friday the 13th video game. I believe the name of the studio is Gun Media, and yeah, I am just so excited. Let's check out this little short trailer. This looks good. Whoa, okay.
Be a lot of fear.
Whoa, okay. This looks pretty good.
But we'll be on the run.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, so the game is essentially releasing in mid-August. Wasn't really expecting that, to be honest, but this game just looks fantastic. I know that you can see the gameplay now and essentially just how the game looks, but I really do have to say that it looks just like the first movie. They really nailed the atmosphere of the first film. And I think that's really important when you're making a horror game based on a really famous movie or like a famous franchise. And this just looks like a dream come true, to be honest, when it comes to, having like a really cool Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. I've always wanted something like that. And I think it's such a shame that we never got anything like that with, for example, like Halloween. I know that there's like, this game Dead by Daylight, which I play sometimes, but and in that game there's like a Halloween chapter that was added to the game, and you can play as Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. But to be honest, I don't play Dead by Daylight, anymore. Just because the game is now like really toxic, and I don't know, I just don't like it. But this is exactly how I would imagine like a Halloween video game. This is how I want my Halloween video game to look. Um, but it's amazing that we're actually getting a really good looking Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game, and I think it's pretty awesome. It's a shame that this game is coming out in like mid August and not like May or June or July even. That it's coming in mid August. To be exact, the 18th of August. So, yeah, we'll have to wait, for this game to come out. But it looks amazing. I really do love how they nailed sort of the hot summer Texas atmosphere. It's sort of like that, kind of like similar to, for example, the movie X that came out last year. X is a pretty good horror movie, and it has like a lot of similarities to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I think it's pretty awesome how they were able just to nail that hot summer and Texas atmosphere, and the game looks like that. The game also nailed that, and I just really can't wait to play, either as a survivor or Leatherface, or even other family members in the Sawyer family. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty awesome that you don't get to play just as Leatherface, but also as other family members of the Sawyer family. I think that's pretty awesome, and that's definitely something that I think is gonna be like really cool in the game. But yeah, guys, this is essentially it for this video. I just wanted to talk about this game. I wanted to say how much I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because again, that movie is just like fantastic, phenomenal stuff. And I think again, it's like one of the most scariest horror movies ever made. It's just obviously my opinion, but really do like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But this video game looks amazing. I really can't wait to play it. And honestly, again, it just looks really good. And even the graphics, the sound effects. I was like before, doing this video, I was actually watching the gameplay of this game, and it just looks insane. But let me know your thoughts about this game. Are you planning to play Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game, from the creators of the Friday the 13th video game, which I also really enjoyed. And I think that was also a great game, and it's a shame that, it ended up dead because of that stupid lawsuit. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care as always, and bye.